All right, MD versus DO. Let's talk about the real differences. Both of them 4 years, both begin with 2 preclinical years where we pretend that we're sitting in class and paying attention, actually watching Sketchy and Pathoma, and 2 clinical years where we pretend that we're being helpful in the hospitals. This is true for both MDs and DOs. And then both MDs and DOs go to residency. The overwhelming majority of DOs go to the same residencies as MDs, with a small percentage of DOs going to specific residencies focusing on OMM, osteopathic manipulative medicine. But generally, most residencies have a mix of MDs and DOs. In terms of the boards, well, MD students need to take the USMLE and DOs need to take COMLEX. The USMLE and COMLEX are very similar exams, with COMLEX covering everything covered on the USMLE, with an additional 25% of the exam covering the OMM topics which the DO students learn. USMLE is known as Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3, and COMLEX is known as Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. Step 1 and Level 1 are generally taken after year 2 of medical school. Step 2 and Level 2 are generally taken after the 3rd year of medical school, and Step 3 is generally taken in the 1st year of residency. MD students only take the USMLE, but DO students very often take COMLEX in addition to the USMLE to prove that they know their stuff as well, as some residency directors are still stuck in the past when DO students may not have been as competent as MD students. But nowadays, it is generally accepted that DOs are just as competent as MD students. Alright, why do students decide to go to DO school? Is it because they prefer the DO model of medical education? Only about 3 to 5% of the time. Is it because the DO school is in a preferred location? Probably about 2% of the time. The overwhelming majority go to DO school, that's where they got in. You see, pre-med students are extremely motivated, and they worked really hard to get as far as they did. They applied to MD schools, but they applied to quote-unquote backup DO schools. Now, why didn't they get into MD school? It could be because of the MCAT, it could be because of their GPA, and it could be for some other reason, but generally it's because of the MCAT. The problem is, we have to make up answers like, people decide to go to DO school because of the holistic medicine approach. Nope, has nothing to do with holistic medicine. And it is definitely becoming more apparent around America, and hopefully around the world soon, that DOs are just as competent physicians as MDs. I kind of hope that one day we'll just merge them together so that DOs don't have to explain to every person they meet what a DO is. For now, we'll stick to DO, pretend that DOs have something to do with holistic medicine. If you have any comments, please share them on the bottom. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Alrighty.